Chris Jericho's contract does come to an expiration at the end of this month.
From the rumors we heard about Chris Jericho being offered a retirement tour in WWE, I don't think that seems like something that he might be interested in.
Could Seth Rollins perhaps be back and ready to go? He could.
Welcome to Wrestling Republic's daily broadcast, a show where a rotating cast of wrestling fans from around the world come and share and debate their opinions, with live comments from all of you shown throughout, as after all, fans are what makes wrestling so special. So sit back, grab a beverage, and enjoy the show.
There has been reports that Chris Jericho's contract does come to an expiration at the end of this month, end of this year, 2026. We potentially can get the bidding war for Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho did speak briefly this week about it, and he says he knows that he will be wrestling in 2026. He doesn't know which company, but he knows that he's not done. Obviously, WWE, we know what he has done there. One of the best introductions of all time in WWE history, like Y2J, Y2K. If y'all don't obviously y'all remember that, but those in the comments. But then you also got to talk about what he's done in AEW, how he has helped contribute and made AEW a very, very legitimate company, being one of the biggest names, if not the biggest name that signed there out the gate. We got to talk about TNA. Now they got a little bit more cha-ching in their pockets. We'll talk about that more in detail after. But they could be one. He's got ties to New Japan. There is so many places that could potentially get Chris Jericho. And honestly, all of them could potentially benefit having Chris Jericho.
If they play Judas on Dynamite, it'll almost be as big of a deal as if they play Break the Walls Down on Monday Night Raw. In either way, I think it's a good option for Chris Jericho. From the rumors we heard about Chris Jericho being offered a retirement tour in WWE, I don't think that seems like something that he might be interested in. He doesn't look like he's stopping anytime soon. Based on the concert I just saw from him a few weeks back, he was rocking out like he was in his 20s. And he looks to be in great shape and ready to wrestle. So I don't think that he's looking for a one-year retirement tour type deal. And if that's what prevents him from going to WWE, I don't blame him. And so for that reason, I think he stays with AEW.
I can say that I don't care where Chris Jericho goes, as long as they continue to allow Chris Jericho to be Chris Jericho, because he has given us some of the best moments in wrestling, interrupting The Rock, giving us the list. So, I mean, if he came back and he joined WWE and, like he had another little run with Kevin Owens, I think that would be super fun. If he stays in AEW, like everything he did with the learning tree and all that stuff, it was so much fun. Like Chris Jericho is just, he's a genius when it comes to this wrestling business.
Do you think Jericho being off TV now, hitting free agency, potentially flirting with the idea of WWE, but coming back would get the fans to be like, oh, snap, and kind of win him back over with them? Or do you think it's
absolutely
so?
Yeah,
absolutely? I think that works. Absolutely. I think honestly, as big as the initial pop will be, if he were to return to WWE in a hypothetical universe here, right? Let's say he returns to WWE, they play the 2J. They play that song, it'll be a huge hit. Problem is, whatever follows, I'm not 100% sure that WWE is ready to receive Chris Jericho like he used to be, other than just the nostalgia of getting to hear the song again. And that could wear off pretty quickly. I think in AEW, if you bring Judas back, which has been gone for quite some time too, with that fan base, and you sort of pump fake, right? Or I guess in the words of Bob Knight, it's a ball fake, not a pump fake, but you know what I mean? You just, the little fake, and then you end up back at AEW. I think it actually makes more sense for Chris at this stage, if he's not looking for a one-year retirement tour. If he's looking for a one-year retirement tour, then he's signing with WWE, and I wholeheartedly believe that, and I acknowledge that is a valid argument. If you believe that Chris Jericho thinks he's done in the next calendar year, and you want to do the same thing we just did with Cena, more power to you. I just don't see that to be the case.
It was announced by TNA this week that they, starting January, will be moving to AMC a actual network channel that you can get on cable television, and they got themselves back on TV. This is something very positive for TNA and something that is going to help them. It is also noted per a lot of sources and our friends at Huge Pop Radio, most importantly too, noting that the partnership with WWE and NXT will continue on. There's rumblings that it was going to end after that, but apparently WWE, with the notoriety of like helping them out, got them within getting this TV deal. This is big for them. This is exciting, and obviously, pro wrestling. We need to see companies have success, thrive, because that creates more opportunities and jobs for a lot of our favorite professional wrestlers.
If the rumors are true that this ends the NXT partnership, then I don't know what in the wide world of sports we're doing, because all of a sudden then you cut the available talent in half on TNA. And I think the reason that I've spoken so much about TNA in recent months, aside from the potential of getting a contract and a lot of conjecture spoken from inside of that company about potentially getting a television contract, the only reason I've been talking about him is because of the partnership with the WWE program, and that's NXT on Tuesday nights and the CW network. And we've seen TNA talent on that network for weeks and weeks and weeks on end. If anything, I think it's constipated NXT. And if anything, I think it's not really benefited anybody. It really hasn't, because TNA runs alongside NXT and NXT runs alongside TNA. It's got to look a heck of a lot different, especially after taking a month off of tapings. If you're going to go to live weekly television, and they've got to deliver here, because there's been a lot of words this year about how great TNA can be, and they can be the second biggest promotion, and this, that, and the other. I just don't see it, and I do not see Thursday night catching Wednesday night. I just don't see it.
So, from my understanding, the partnership is not ending as of now, right? I think a lot of this is fingerprints of the WWE trying to power it up. And we spoke about it last week with the Tony Khan interview with Ariel Helwani, where he definitely noted that he thinks WWE working with TNA is in a manner of kind of fighting against him. I'm interested to see the logistics and more so the production, because when you get on, if you're doing live television, then you're going to have to be on site week on week. Are you going to stay on site at one location, or are you going to travel more, right?
And to your point, think about this. We do no spoilers, but if you're going to do a bunch of tapings like you do right now, the spoilers before TV are going to be double. Yeah. Because of the venues and the production that you're going to get things. If you're going to tape the same way you currently tape as a company, you're stuck in that cycle, and it'll be the most spoiled wrestling on the market.
Let's talk about Seth Rollins, because everybody in professional wrestling is so privy to see what's going on, and they view these little details. Rollins was without his brace. Does this mean Seth Rollins is potentially ahead of schedule? And also, is there a slim chance, because I'll say this, there's a thing called stunt doubles out there, y'all. There's a thing called stunt double out there, y'all. That may have not been Seth that night, but does this mean Seth is potentially coming back? And I want to know what you think about it all.
Look just like him.
Shoulders are tricky. As long as there's no ligament damage, I've seen them take anywhere from 2 weeks to 2 months. So could Seth Rollins perhaps be back and ready to go? He could. But that's the beauty of what Seth Rollins is doing. Because by him faking the knee injury, coming out and cashing in, and now with this injury, you don't know what's going on.
This is the Mount Rushmore of TNA wrestlers. I am selecting AJ Styles. Ben Allison, give me a golf clap for that one. That one was specifically for you and your fan page that you made.
Samoa Joe.
Ron, the Truth Killings.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Ricky, the Dragon Steamboat.
Awesome Kong is my second pick.
Oh,
Damn you. Let me get Chris Sabin as my next
Nice
pick.
one.
I don't care if it's 2 people. Let me get the beautiful people with my next pick.
Now known as Chris Park, the
yes,
Monster
sir.
Abyss.
Mrs. Mickey James. And to stick with VA, Mr. Christian York.
I have to go with the Fallen Angel, Christopher Daniels, a West Coast
Nice.
legend.
It's true. It's damn true. Prime Kurt Angle. That is my last pick. That's all the
Right?
time that we have, man. Thank y'all for rocking with us. We'll be back same time tomorrow.